Temba, how did you enjoy your first test as captain?
Yeah, look, it was obviously good to get the win from a team's perspective. That's obviously what we planned and aimed to do. To win the first game, we obviously still have our eye on the series, so it was good from that perspective. From a player's perspective, not a lot really to take from with the bat, but I guess we've got the second test and hopefully that can go well.
Temba, hi. Similar question to what I asked KG. Guys have set out to this positive intent and whatever beforehand. How much of that do you feel you fulfilled, and what were the areas you felt you were short of?
I think from the bowling front, I definitely think we ticked a lot of boxes from that point of view. I think the guys ran in with aggression. They brought a high level of intensity and skill. So I think there's not much really that I can point that I can fault from that point of view. I think with the batting, I think there's definitely room for us to improve from that point of view. It's obviously been a topic of conversation for quite a while now about us as batters, and I think for us, again, we just need to go back, continue having those conversations, keep challenging ourselves to keep improving. I guess people always look at the batting to really kind of understand what is the brand of cricket that you're trying to play. So, I mean, we know we have that responsibility in the batters. And look, we'll keep using those opportunities to do that.
Temba, what went through your mind when that cluster of wickets fell between 10+5 last night and 22-12 this morning, where they fell within 85 runs?
Yeah, that was a bit of a crazy period for us. I wouldn't put that down to us trying to play a certain way, a certain brand of cricket. I wouldn't do that. I think they bowled really well during that period, and they really exploited what was happening out there in the wicket. I think Aiden was the only one really who showed any type of fluency on that wicket. But I think at the end we'd probably done a lot, or we'd almost done enough in our first innings to kind of give ourselves that cushion. But yeah, for me it was a crazy period, that last hour, and it did allow some nerves to kind of settle in.
Temba, I was just wondering what was the thinking behind leaving a guy like Ryan Rickelton out and then batting Keegan at 5 and Tony at 3, just the thought process around that?
I think, I mean, I'll give you my opinion, but I think, you know, the coach is probably best positioned to answer those type of questions. I think with Keegan, he's obviously a guy that's been within the team. He's been out not because of performances, but because of injury. He's fit now, you know, and we do have an unwritten policy that says that the incumbent guy comes in. Keegan has been an important player for us. You know, he's come into the team, he batted out of position, batting at number 3. Number 5 has really always been his position, and I think you want to give a guy that opportunity in a position that he prefers. Obviously, a guy like Ryan, he's banging in the runs. And I think sometimes those things happen. You don't always get an opportunity when you are doing well. Sometimes you get an opportunity when you're not doing well. So I think with Ryan, you know, looking at all our experiences as players, you know, he needs to keep his head down, as he's doing, keep putting in the work, and then when that opportunity comes, make sure that he's mentally ready for it.
Temba, congratulations on your first test win as captain. You know, part of your captaincy is leading a rebuild of the South African batting lineup. Is it frustrating that how important is test match exposure for batsmen, and frustrating that there's so little of it coming up in the next few years?
Yeah, look, I mean, it is a bit frustrating. I think a lot of us have voiced it out. There's not much that we can do. I mean, we have spoken to, I guess, the officials at CSA, and I think there are efforts to try increase those number of games this year. How they do that, that's up to them. But I think, yeah, as a new team where you're trying to really build something of substance, you really want to give guys proper opportunities to really showcase what they can do within the team. it does make it hard, but those are the cards that we've been dealt, and we just have to do with what we have.
Cool. So we're going to go Ken, Talbot, Holly, and Hines.
Hi, Temba. Just going back to the selection, do you guys feel that maybe you misread the conditions a little bit in terms of playing the spinner? Could, in retrospect, do you think maybe 7 games would have been the way to go? And just on that crazy period you mentioned on the second afternoon, there was no night watchman centre, which is a bit unusual given what you guys normally do. But was there a specific reason for that?
So I'll start with the last one. That was the coach's rule. From now on, there's not going to be any white watchmen. So us middle orders will have to find a way. Then I think in terms of the composition, I think our plan was to go with the 7 batters. Hence, Sen came in at number 7 instead of the usual Keshav. We didn't expect it to offer much with spin, which I think it kind of proved over the 3 days. And that's why you saw a guy like Mutasani come in.
Temba, you spoke the other day of the importance of the West Indies team in your growing up as a cricketer, and your family supporting them, and I can understand why that would be. But I wonder what it's like now. You walk out and it's the same badge that you supported, and now they're your opponents. Is that I'm sure you're professional enough to simply go out there and play cricket, but is there an emotional side to I support these guys and they've got to be?
Yeah, I think off the field, that sentiment is quite big in me off the field, but I think once we get on the field, like I think all competitive sportsmen, it's me versus them, or it's us versus them, and we want to do what we can to win the game. Look, like you said, it's a team that I hold in high respect. I'm in high regard. Actually, before the game started, I got opportunity to speak to Brian. Had to kind of Brian Laura had to kind of pinch myself there, but yeah, once we get on the field, it's us versus them.
Can I quickly ask, what did you talk to Brian Laura about?
Well, he actually came to me and said, big respect, big up, or respect to you for the position that you have, and he wishes me well.
I think, so it's been a short time that you've worked with him now, but I want to know with regards to Mackenzie and what it's been like to work with him as a batter.
Yeah, Mackie, sometimes I find it hard to see him as a coach because I played with him so much as a player. I joined the Lions under his leadership. He was one of the main batters within the team. And I picked his brain a lot. So Mackie coming back, you know what you're gonna get. The guy has a wealth of knowledge, especially now where he's had the opportunity to coach in other parts of the world. He knows his stuff, I think he's also a great team guy as well. Sometimes he feels like he's one of the players, and he really knows how to kind of interact or find his way within the team. So it's great having Mackie as well. I'm sure the other guys also feel that.
Temba, I'm pretty sure he would have been disappointed with himself the way he got out twice. But just how pleased have you been with Dean Algo's contribution in this game? He took the lead, in getting a solid platform up front in that first innings, and it really also seemed that you truly enjoyed having him alongside you. We saw a lot of times where you guys were actually actively consulting each other on plans. Just how did you enjoy that dynamic?
Look, for me, Dean's a massive player. I think not just in terms of what he does with the bat, but I think mentally, he's really an example of what South African cricket is about. That hardness. The guy who's always wanting to prove a point. I think he obviously has, I guess, his challenges, if I could say, that he's dealing with, and it's great to see him go out and answer to those challenges the way he does. Also in terms of how we want to go about our batting. It's all good and well when it's spoken about in batting meetings, but when a senior player like him, who's carrying so much on his shoulders, goes out and plays like that, he gets a 70. Yes, people might criticize and say he didn't go on to get a big one, but I mean, in the context of the game, you know, the guy really put us in a more than strong enough position for us to win the game. So, I mean, for me, Dean's a massive player. I wouldn't want him to go anywhere. I think his body might be saying something else, but yeah, Dean's a massive player for us.
Cool. And maybe a team as an member of the
Temba, new coach, new captain. Are there any new sort of traditions that you guys brought in? How are you guys going to celebrate the win, or any new rituals or whatever you're going to take us to the changing room?
I think the rituals, those kind of stay the same. I think, yes, there might be a new coach, a new captain, but I think you still got to respect what the process is about. And I think it's obviously up to those guys who are in those leadership positions to carry on with that. So I don't expect anything different. I'm sure the beers will be flowing in the change room. We'll do our team song as per normal, but yeah, I don't really see things changing in terms of the customs and the rituals we do as a team.
Thank you very much. Uzman Mlilo. Kakusala msebenzi manje ubooking buka asabana ngibonimba kakhazana ngeke kahle izinto ngebola kumanje ngoqala yangu lokhe usetshenziswa kodwa uthe ukuthi ngakumuntu omasebenzele kama ngesibili iqosting lesisebenze kahle kakhulu then ngizekele baba ugezo kakhulu bakha uqale kahle imbatho yakho ngokwephini kodwa xa usojonga la uyiginya njani ngokuqhubeka kuye konke umdlalo.
Okay, mangiqale ngale ka KG. Nangona uKG kula innings yokuqala kangazifumana ii-wickets ezininzi. Ndingathi mna umsebenzi wakhe uyenzile. UKG ngumuntu osimjonge kakhulu ngoba asikhokhele, asiqalele kakuhle. And mna ngehlobo endiyibona ngalo uyenzile loo nto phaa kula first innings. Second innings ke umehluko yinto yokuba ubuye ne-5, ubuye ne-6 wickets. Andizukuthi ibikhona into edifferent ebeyenzileyo. Ngamanye amaxesha izinto zihamba ngelo hlobo. Ilaka or intlahla ibika icala lakhe namhlanje. Kulaa mbuzo wakho wesibini, xa ungumkhokheli ibalulekile into yokuba ukhokhele abadlali phaa ebaleni, kodwa ke kufunekanga uyilibale into yokuba into ebalulekileyo ngumntu oqorhayo okanye ngumntu ojulayo. Funeka uqiniseke uba elo cala elo uyalungisa. Aba bantu ke afuneka sikhumbule ke ukubana sisengabantu ke nathi ke nxa ngumkhokheli ayithethi loo nto uba uzofumana ii-wickets okoko okanye uzoskora ii-runs okoko. Uyafana nabanye abadlali, kodwa ke kukho elo xanduva, loo pressure ukubana ukhokhele ngelo cala. Into kulo mdlalo ozayo kule test yesibini ndizozama upreparisha ukuzilungiselela ngehlobo endiqhelenza ngalo. Ndithembe ukuba izinto zizophumelela.